85 million people around the world share Irish DNA. This is their story. Early humans entered Europe through Turkey and the Balkans, following rivers into Central and Western Europe. These European hunters eventually mixed with some Neanderthals who had been living there for thousands of years, adapting to colder Europe and Asia. Their genes had some adaptations: lighter hair, lighter skin, and lighter eye color. The Western hunter-gatherer groups continued to adapt genetically as they migrated across Europe. Some groups ventured into Ireland and Scotland. Around 33,000 years ago, during the Paleolithic period, Ireland was in a brief warm phase of the Ice Age. The people who butchered the deer in the Burn, County Clare, Ireland, were likely small groups of hunter-gatherers. They moved between Europe and Ireland, following herds of reindeer, bison, and woolly mammoths. These hunters disappeared when the Ice Age returned. When the Ice Age was over, dark-skinned, blue-eyed hunter-gatherers from Europe settled. DNA from their cousins in Britain shows that they had variations. They had black skin, blue eyes, dark curly hair with some red hair recessive MC1R genes. The blue eyes came from the OCA2 gene mutation in the Ukraine-Balkan region. This spread quickly through the hunter-gatherer populations. Neolithic farmers from Turkey and the Middle East brought lighter skin genes. Over time, the hunters and farmers intermingled, and the blue eyes and fair skin were more common. These traits were very common in Ireland, Scotland, and Scandinavia. The Beaker people, metalworkers from Iberia and Ukraine and Russia, had more of the MC1R mutation, the gene for red hair. Red hair is a recessive trait, meaning both parents must carry the gene for it to appear in some offspring. The Mesolithic, Neolithic, and Beaker people mixing of their red hair genes triggered and increased the likelihood of two parents having red-haired children. The Celtic warriors from Central Europe didn't introduce red hair, as is commonly believed, but they helped make it more common across Ireland and Scotland. Each new group of settlers increased the chances of parents having red-headed children. Norse invaders left their mark, not by introducing new traits, but by reinforcing the fair skin, blue eyes, lighter hair when they mixed and integrated with the Irish population. In 1169, the Normans invaded from England and France. They brought and reinforced European genetic diversity. They were followed in the subsequent centuries by the English settlers, whose impact was cultural as well as genetic. Over 10 million immigrants left Ireland between 1800 and 1900 because of famine, economic, political, religious, and social necessity. They carried the genes for red hair, fair skin, and blue eyes worldwide. 5 million people went to the US and Canada, 3 million to the UK, almost 2 million to Australia and New Zealand, over 500,000 to Argentina, South Africa, British colonies and other countries, shaping the genetic makeup of their descendants worldwide. In the 1950s, Ireland experienced a significant emigration wave. Ireland lost nearly 15% of its population. The 1980s saw another surge, with high unemployment numbers prompting around 500,000 individuals to leave. Ireland has also a long tradition of people choosing to leave, monks like St. Brendan and St. Columba, for example. Since 1900, Ireland has seen over 60,000 people leave home, choosing to leave as missionaries and humanitarian workers across the world, delivering healthcare, education, and other services like spirituality. Over 400,000 people left Ireland between 2008 and 2015. However, in recent years, many Irish immigrants have returned. 1 in 5 people living in Ireland were born abroad, mainly from the UK, Nigeria, Poland, and Romania. Yet many of their children are Irish-born, shaping the country's present and future generations. Ireland's genetic story is far more diverse than the common image of red hair, fair skin, and blue eyes. While these traits are undeniably part of Ireland's identity, they represent only one chapter in the much deeper story. The majority of Irish people have brown hair. This is often paired with striking blue or green eyes. This is the legacy of ancient migrations and genetic mixing over millennia. From the earliest settlers to the Celts, the Vikings, the Normans, the English, and more recent immigrants, its story is still being written, a story of diversity, resilience, and the ever-changing face of what it is to be Irish. Ireland, a warm, welcoming home in the village of today's world,